Hey, everybody. Glad that you could join us today. And I am excited about my guest. He is Eon De Bruin, and he is an animator, owner, and founder of XROSSBEAT Media, and an Afri-Indie Music Award winner. Yay. And he does incredible animation. And we'll see some of that a little later. But thank you, Eon, for joining me today and for sharing some of your story and what God has you doing in this season, and how does faith help you do it. So thank
Uh,
you so much for that. And
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Great to be here.
absolutely, absolutely. If you will, please share with us what God has you doing in this season.
Yeah, currently, like you've mentioned, I'm an animator, so I'm creating animations for preteens. Here in South Africa, we spoke off air. We have a lot of content for toddlers, ministries, and for teens as well, but we had nothing for preteens. And yeah, stories are so powerful. That's why kids love Disney and Nickelodeon and Pixar. So yeah, stories are powerful, and if Jesus also used parables to illustrate things to help us understand things. So yeah, so that's basically what I'm trying to do, is to tell stories through animation to help kids learn the Bible, understand biblical principles, etc. So yeah, that is just a short background of what I'm currently doing.
Yes, yes. Well, tell us now. I know that in your bio information, you, as a child, loved to draw comic books.
Mm.
And it just kind of went from there. So tell us a little bit about your journey to get to where you are doing today
Yeah,
animation.
it is basically a 30-year journey. So back in 1994, so it is 30 years ago. Yeah, I was 14, and yeah, I one of my hobbies was drawing comic books. I just love drawing comic books. I think it's one of the ones that I drew as a child.
Yes.
Many, so it is 30 years ago, and so that was my passion. I wanted to become an animator, but back then in the early 90s, it was a different world back then. There were no internet, no
True.
social media, no online
That's
courses.
right.
Animations were done by hand. And yeah, here in South Africa, there were no opportunities in the animation industry. If I wanted to study animation, I had to go to America or Europe, and my family didn't have the finances. So it was a dream that kind of died away. So I soon realized this is something that I won't be able to pursue. But like I've mentioned, that was a different era, different world, and the world has changed. We've got internet and social media, and roughly about 2017. So it was, yeah, about 7 years ago. I was on YouTube and I saw an advert during a YouTube video on an animation software, and it just prickled me. I just thought, that childhood
Yes.
passion of mine was just awakened at that moment, and I thought, let me just look into the software, and I ended up buying it, and I started animating, and
Wow.
that childhood dream of becoming an animator started to become a reality. And so I created um, some small animations, and it just grew from there. So it's just amazing how 30 years God
Oh,
took that
yes.
childhood dream and made it a reality 30 years later.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, now tell us about the music. You've been involved in some music too. So, and with preteens, right?
Yes, basically, I got saved. I was 16 years old, and yeah, I have a background also in hip hop dancing, and I love music. So I was part of dance groups that did corporate functions and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
so the music was always part of me. So when I got saved, I went into music and I ministered at schools for teens, probably for about almost 10 years. And with the hip hop, I got arthritis in my knees. So I had to, so the age were starting to toll on me. So I had to stop. But at that moment when I had to stop, my brother had a young daughter who was a preteen. And then I noticed um, there was nothing Christian content for her at that stage. She loved Hannah Montana back then, but there was no Christian things, especially in South Africa, for her. So when I stopped, I decided I'm going to do something similar in music, but I created a Christian pop group that consisted of teens. So, because back then Justin Bieber was massive, and Selena Gomez and Miley Cyrus, so that was something preteens loved.
Hmm.
So I started something like that called Victory Five. And so the music ministry continued, but the focus were now not teens, but preteens. And that's where everything started with preteens. That was in 2013. So that,
Wow.
yeah, that's how my journey. Basically, I continued doing music ministry, but yeah, it went. I'm not on stage. The Victory Five was on stage, and the moved over to preteens.
That's wonderful. Well, you are multi-talented, Ian. You are just multi-talented. God has really gifted you. And I know that you say that He has been faithful in all of this journey from the beginning.
Mm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just like we've mentioned just earlier, just to see how he 30 years later he still made that childhood dream of mine a reality. So God is never late. In my
Yes,
eyes, probably 30 years too late, but his timing was spot on. So yeah,
yes,
I'm so grateful for him.
yes, yes. Well, I have seen some of Ian's work, and he is incredible. And right now, we're going to take a look at just to give you an idea of this amazing animation. Well, Ian, thank you so much for being my guest today, and I would love to share with everyone your information where people can connect with you. Now, Ian has, I guess, the website is za.tweenextreme.com. He is on Facebook and Tween Extreme, Instagram, TikTok. So he is available. Um, so if you would like to reach out to him. So thank you, Ian, so much for being my guest again. And oh wow, just God bless you and the work that you are doing for preteens. You have found your niche.
Thanks for having me. It was a great pleasure.
Wonderful, wonderful. And thank you all for watching. Have faith and look up, friends, where our help comes from. Bye. God bless.